This is the future.
Is there an endgame in Warframe? What do you guys think? Is there any endgame items? Endgame missions? Endgame builds in this game? Let me know in the comments section below about your thoughts on the word endgame in Warframe. Honestly, the endgame is subjective in Warframe and only you can tell what is the endgame. If you like fashion and you get all the colors and skins in all your favorite Warframe, then it's time to end playing the game. If you are a collector and have everything, it's time to end the game. If you have played all the builds for your Warframe, then it's time to end playing the game. That's the real endgame of Warframe. When you start getting bored, it's time to end gaming Warframe. I'm just kidding. After all these years of playing the game, I find the word endgame as a clickbait tool which I often used, so you will click my videos. I know many of the haters love this sentence, but in all seriousness, there are endgame builds and synergies wherein you attain the best of the best setup in each Warframes and weapon. Except for water-chugging Warframes, if you get my drip, but there's no real endgame activity to push the limit of the builds and combos. That's the truth. I may title a video Endgame Hentai Tentacles build for Hydroid, but what endgame activity do I use it? Steel Path. Against level 9999 enemies, there are not even as bullet sponges as before, and they don't pose any threat to Warframes anymore because there are lots of things that have been added to the game that right now, we can rename the game Cheese Frame. You are wrong, squad leader, there is a sense of endgame in the game. How about the primed mods? The Riven mods? How about rare loots? Some items are super hard to get in the game, so we can consider the missions as endgame activities. Right? Wrong. Insert very loud sarcastic laugh here. What's the hardest thing to farm in Warframe? Well, for new players that's new stuff, but once you have some Warframes strong enough, and weapons that can cause destruction, you will be farming stuff in Warframe fast. Endo? That's fairly easy to farm now. Credits? That's super since day one. How about primed mods? That's hard. Well, if it weren't for Scamobro, then it wouldn't be hard. It's not hard if you know how to farm prime parts fast. The only problem you will encounter is when will the primed mods you need arrive, as the Void Trader won't bring everything in one visit unless it's a Tenacon relay. There's an easy way to get all primed mods though, and that is using your platinum to buy them from other players. The idea is to do some relic farm, then get and sell prime parts, earn platinum, and buy primed mods. Almost everything in the game can be handed to you if you just farm platinum. This is the main currency in Warframe that can buy Warframes, weapons, skins, and other important stuff like corn bots and railjack. You can go one-dimensional and farm platinum and just buy everything if you choose to, skipping all the grind, not skipping all the good missions, experience, and your Warframe journey. This is one of the reasons why there can be no endgame activities in Warframe, as almost everything can be purchased with platinum, making almost every loot not that super rare. Even the Sisters of Pavos and the Kuvaliches, platinum can be involved to make the grind less. How about Eidolon hunts? Well, it's focus farming in my opinion now, since Arcane can also be bought, Riven mods can also be bought, and they are not endgame items in my opinion. The general rule of thumb about Riven mods is that when a Riven mod can replace two mods in your weapon, then it's a great Riven mod. It doesn't exactly boost an already powerful weapon, since we have Riven disposition that balances Riven mods. The more popular the weapon, the lower the disposition, while the lesser the popularity, or those considered almost or mastery rank fodder have a higher Riven disposition. Riven mods are not a staple stat boosting feature in the game, but it's some sort of tactics by Digital Extremes that says, hey, we got a weapon like this that we think you forgot on using, here's a Riven mod so you have fun with it. But sometimes, Riven mods are just memes. People will get negative Riven stats to have some dumb fun with their weapons, and some uses it as stat stick for melee like Korra. It's not an endgame boosting stat mod, but only a sort of giving more popularity, and a whole lot of memes. While I'm addicted to level cap enemies in the past, and I have built best builds for crazy damage and survivability, I don't think that there will be any endgame content in Warframe simply because of how it is built right now. It's more towards newbies, and this is where Digital Extremes are pros, but this is also their weakness. They are great at attracting new players, but they are not so great in terms of keeping players. Warframe will something that we can enjoy for years and years to come, but my hopes of getting endgame content are finally gone. Even if they present a new raid system, I think they will still tone down the elements of it so that new players will be able to play the raids. If they are truly determined to give us endgame content in the future, then they need to sacrifice things, like making a looting system that is hard to get, and only those that are well equipped can get it through playing a raid, or any endgame content that is full of challenges and fun for veteran players. I highly doubt this will happen, so the best way to enjoy Warframe right now is to be happy when there is new content, enjoy it and play it at your own pace, and don't expect any endgame content to happen anytime soon. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I finally gave up my hopes about endgame content in Warframe, and all I want to do now is enjoy the game more if there's something new. Long story short, there's no endgame content in Warframe, but the real endgame is when you quit playing Warframe. Well, you can still come back anytime if there's something new, so there's really no end to this game. I mean, we are in for a treat since Space Mom is at the helm of development, and we can expect new ideas that are not Steve generated. Fingers crossed though. I just hope that those pants that Steve gave Space Mom don't represent that they'll be doing the same thing. I just hope to see different aspects being put into the game, like surprised me DE. Now, let me know your comments about this topic down below. Let's discuss it, and I'll see you next week. Be sure to check out my videos next week, as I got lots of combos and fun builds in store for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.